law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Commerce Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. Is that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will struck the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, he would have fallen in the place of Moses.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Commerce Town.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coma today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they can. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
This government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this government assigned security to the former president's house. This government is capable of bribing any of its security to plan any evil in the former president's house. This government has done so many things that have questioned the credibility of the president. They have manipulated the law. They have manipulated security. The president has interfered with investigations of other issues that we know of. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. Cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so he can, the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to those girls, you know, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard Kun. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you his birth certificate. My parents are in the U.S. His parents are dead. My father knew his dad. They were friends. And I got to know his family. But my dad was friends with his father, sister to a Nigerian man. And nowhere in my family I got Nigerian. Nowhere. My father was friends with his dad. They were friends. No, they are not related. It's not true.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Of Judo Christopher for the show Real Talk Kings 88.5. It's another day again, people. What a day, what a time. We've got the issues, the bits and pieces to unfold this afternoon. The irony, we got with us the anger. They are in, but they are angry. they are admitting Bwaka is making progress, but they are vexed within themselves. I have never seen that on earth before since I got on earth. You claim progress, yet you are still vexed. You are angry. You should be excited, motivated, laughing all over the place, yet you are angry within yourself. That is a practical state of dementia. I'm Sam Andrews. As always, Sam Andrews, the creator and sustainer of the universe. We can help but bless his holy name. He is good. He is the God of the future. He is the God who determines who gets what, who goes where, and not the stupid people with a stupid statement that this person will not come back. This person will not. Let me say, you continue to make that statement, it will lead this country into another round of conflict, because it's tantamount to conflict. Only dull, stupid, irresponsible, reckless people will make that statement. This place is not Unity Party personal property. If you think this is Unity Party personal property, well, then you're mistaken. Interestingly, you can say Cummings is not coming back to power. You can say Cummings is not coming to power. Simeon Fremont is not coming. The other people are not coming. You're focused only on George Weah. What that means in logical reasoning, George Weah is the most significant person, and there is nothing hurtful to Unity Party people than the presence of George Weah. That's what it means by logical reasoning. All of them focus on one person. This man is truly the lone hero in the Republic of Liberia. By his presence, Joseph Boakai is intimidated. By his presence, Unity Party people, their officials, and everybody are uncomfortable. He is the hero. George Weah is the man. Yes. So you continue to talk. You continue to say anything you want to say, whichever way you want to say, together with Unity Party surrogates and gullibles and peasants and plebeians who feed on the crumbs of the ruling establishment, call themselves political party. All right. Let's get started. Thank you all for coming on. And please, this is why we said we almost didn't come on with the show. We are going through it. You see, one of the reasons we ask you to please support us. This is no crime. This is no shame. This is no violation whatsoever. God tells everybody to ask. Even Joseph Yimabwaga goes around asking. There's no wrong with that. There's no sin. No. Everybody asks everywhere. We almost didn't come on. We encountered a major problem, and we are all some kind of way. Yeah, some kind of way, but miracle is taking place. But that's the reason we started late. So you see, we're going through a lot. That's why we say keep dropping in our basket, please. Keep dropping. It is because of you we feel so bad, so uncomfortable. We wrestle against ourselves uncomfortably because you are uncomfortable when you come on and you can get kings. You're switching here and there. You think something happening with your system that you are using, but nothing. It's all because of. That's why we say, please compliment our effort by dropping in the box, the basket, 0555885 885, 017 the same wave, 0555885 885, 017 That's the local mobile money. Thank you ever so much, all of you. Let's get started. Time is of the essence. Ghanaian authorities have arrested 141 suspects, mostly believed to be Nigerian nationals, over alleged cybercrime activities, including mobile money, fraud, and business email compromise. The arrests follow a joint operation around Accra by the Cyber Security Authority, Ghana Police Service, National Security, and Ghana Immigration Service. A Ghanaian landlord accused of housing about 100 of the suspects was also detained with authorities warning landlords against allowing properties to be used for criminal activities. The suspects are accused of offenses including romance scams, sextortion. Sextortion is the new word. Sextortion, wire fraud, and money mobile fraud. The Democratic Republic of Congo's army has suspended its spokesperson, Major General Salvien Ikenji, over discriminatory remarks targeting Tutsi women made on state television. Ikenji warned Congolese men against marrying Tutsi women, whom he described as instruments of infiltration, a discredited trope. The army said the remarks were divisive, harmful to national unity, and exploited amid ongoing tensions between Rwanda. FARD reaffirmed its commitment to rejecting hate speech and promoting all citizens are equal. Uganda's law enforcement says citizens must receive permission from the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs before using the flag publicly. The flag cannot be hung casually or left outdoors overnight or in the rain, and it must be properly lowered, stored, and treated with dignity at all times. The government's sudden focus on flag etiquette has raised questions about the timing and whether it is politically motivated. Still in Uganda, the opposition there, Dr. Kiza Besigye and aide Obed Lutali, have been denied bail yet again. Justice Emmanuel Baguman ruled it would be unfair to grant bail before plea taken in the treason case, citing repeated defense delays. All bail applications have now been dismissed and plea must proceed. The defense, led by senior counsel Martha Karua and Iriads Luwago, described the decision as an ambush, saying they weren't given notice for plea proceedings. And world-renowned boxer Anthony Joshua was reportedly involved in a traffic accident on Monday along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State, Nigeria. The incident occurred near Makon when a vehicle in his convoy collided with a stationary truck. Local media reports indicate that 2 people lost their lives at the scene, while Anthony Joshua sustained minor injuries. Authorities have yet to release an official statement as investigations continue. And that was a miracle for the Nigerian British boxer. Miracle. 2 of his friends left on the scene instantly. His car got stuck and nothing major happened. That's a miracle. God works in a way that you will not understand. All right. So again, keep playing keep dropping. Yes, make it a regular routine. And also the King's Cash giveaway. Our partners are giving out 5,000. You want to keep playing, it's 24/7. You don't have to wait for a specific show. You can play any time of the day, and any time of the day, you can be called to receive your 5,000 along with other items associated with that. You just left Christmas. You used almost everything you had, and you don't have anything much to get started with the new year. So you need 5,000. You can take that 5,000. It is available. It is for you to take with just $50 or 50 cents US, that's all. And then you can get your new year started, at least on a good note, with just under 2 days to January 2026. Just 2 issues we look at today. leaving out the contradictions or let people talk what they have to talk. I said this, and I've always said, Joseph Boakai can turn this country into heaven. He will still lose the election. People can say as many times as they want to say. It is freedom of expression. Opinions are respected. People are entitled to that. There isn't any crime except it infringes on the rights of another person. But until that can happen, the person is entitled to it. So you can express yourself. You can say, we are not coming back. NPP can say, we are not coming back. Unity Party can say, we are not coming back. Whatever. At least the NPP tasted power. But all of us know, all of the people from the various political parties that said or saying that we are not coming back, interestingly, they had the opportunity to lead. One of the most dreadful and disgraceful political parties in this country with no history of development is the National Patriotic Party. Today, some of the people are lambasting George Weah. Charles Taylor ruled this country. He did not lead. He ruled this country. Guns were all over this place. People were being murdered. People were being killed. Broad day, people were buried alive. If I were a member of the National Patriotic Party, I would not be talking blasting George Weah. You people going down in history as one of as the only deadly political party. You people did not win a democratic election because your stand-up bearer came from the bush and he had gunmen all over. They terrorized the atmosphere. He threatened. They let G. Henry Andrews, the chairman of the National Elections Commission, when he said, not even the angels in heaven will save him. Meaning, if G. Henry Andrews doesn't give him the election, meaning he knew that he was never the people's favorite, but he had to come in with threat. Your NPP people, you all know that. At the close of the day, what happened? That pressure carried G. Henry Andrews under the ground. What did NPP do in this country in terms of development? George Weah has his footprint here. The very people who say George Weah not coming back, they can reference George Weah development. And even those out of the country who are not supporters of George Weah, neutral people, they can reference George Weah projects or developments. Your NPP people, you're sure of one thing that Charles Taylor did in this country. The most dreadful leader in Liberia history, Charles Taylor. You're sure one structure that Charles Taylor put down in this country. That's why the people say, now even people, God, that when you're pointing finger at your friend, make sure that you are clean. You aren't dirty as you saying your friend is dirty. You should look at yourself. Make sure that you have no spot on you. We know NPP record. What did NPP do? As much as we are sitting down and we allow you to express yourself because we're in democracy, it doesn't say we know your record. You're saying George Weah, honor George Weah, the environment was awful. But honor Charles Taylor, because this is how you convince your people. In our government, NPP, this is what we did. We did this, we did that. Here is the structures. This is what Charles Taylor left behind. Fast forward, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came. She didn't do this. She had minor issues on this, on that. The very Unity Party people who are saying that also, what did Ellen leave behind? Ellen left nothing but a messy, not a single structure. One of the most, it was better this country didn't elect Ellen. The only thing that Ellen left this country with, Africa's first female president. That's all. But George Weah structures around the Unity Party people who serve. Pia served in the government. Patrick Horner served in the government. Hansen Kiazolu served in the government. The mayor at Maritime, Nito Lai, served in the government. Almost everybody. The only person that I did not see in that government, in Boakai government now, that Alexander Nuta. Sometimes they will say, oh, that they see faces. One other doll of a person who feeding on Unity Party persons. That's how he do. He feeds on government officials. They can never have career for themselves. can't talk about when we are kids. He said, look at the same old faces. I just look at him and laugh. That Bwaga get new faces, but that's not the issue. I just saying Bwaga get new faces, and are the same old people. Tanu Jeke that was at the Ministry of Information, and he sent Tanu Jeke after he sat down for a very good while. He sent Tanu Jeke at the Ministry of Commerce. Look at the people. 99.9% of the people that were in Ellen's government are the people that Bwaga brought. The finance minister was not in our government. The only person was not in in Ellen's government that we didn't hear, but we see physically Alexander Nuta. Just as you say, we has recycled faces. Bwaga brought on recycled faces. That the same people. Who in Bwaga government did not work in Ellen's government. That the same people. Yeah, maybe Ami Moda was a business person, but Ami Moda was with Unity Party. So the National Patriotic Party, you who support NPP, you tell us, you show us NPP legacy, because every government comes to power to leave legacy. You show us NPP legacy. The only legacy NPP has that I know of, they killed, they murdered, they buried thousands of people. Charles Taylor, so much so that he took it out of Liberia, he carried in Sierra Leone. Where Charles Taylor is today, another legacy of the NPP, Charles Taylor in The Hague, 50 years. He's sitting down there. You people are too dull. Too dull. Sycophants. Gullibles. You MPP, your MP people that are saying MPP, National Patriotic Party. You say, Bwaga, on a weird, there was insecurity. There was this one, there was not this one. You people are saying it. You tell us now, since you supported MPP, you supported Charles Taylor. What is Charles Taylor's footprint in this country developmentally? What did Charles Taylor do all those times he stayed? We have your record, NPP. That's why you people, your party have that sting, that war sting. The only legacy the NPP has, a legacy of murder. Burying people alive. We know that. We saw you here. You're threatening the National Elections Commission chairman, G. Henry Andrews, that not even the angels in heaven will save him if he ever tampered with the election. The people were forced. That 97% was not a democratic number. It was a coercion number. Number by coercion. The people were forced because they were armed men all over the place. And people were going missing. They were murdering people. So the people say the best solution is, let's send a man wants the presidency, let's give it to him. And there is a 97%. Your MP people, you shut your mouths. You close your mouth. Charles Taylor led this country as president. What did Charles Taylor do? You show Charles Taylor development now. You show MPP development. Stupid people, just dull all over the place. That was before you talk about somebody anymore. Look at yourself. You don't hire on a Bwaga. You don't come and use Bwaga. No, it doesn't make sense. Talk about your legacy before Bwaga legacy. Charles Taylor led this country before Bwaga. Charles Taylor was president of this country before Joseph Yuma Bwaga. What did he do? What is Charles Taylor development? What is Charles Taylor development? Charles Taylor came from the Congo settlement. Look at all the Congo settlements. How you see it, all of them, they remain dilapidated, they remain underdeveloped. Charles Taylor only had few people here. We know how they pillage the resources of this country. They enriched themselves in no time. What you want to tell us? Your MPP people, you're shut up. No disrespect to the rest of the people who are there as officials, but you tell your people, as much as you entitled to your opinion, we will not say, and then you say all 4 things about George Weah. Why it is true that it is democracy, we also have to react because George Weah has a case. George Weah has convincing case. What can MP people show George Mobile was saying and say all kinds of things. Oh, Bwagade. The other man came out today and say, your show, you go back. You go back to your MPP days. Even before you became part of the tripartite arrangement with CDC. What developmental legacy did you people bring on the table? Because you people were practically dead. You needed a life-saving support. And CDC became your lifeline, your lifeblood. That's what gave you people viability. Then today for you to close your mouths, you're joining the Unity Party people. What did we have to? We will never come back to power. You continue to say that. Some of you might likely not see. If Joseph Boakai will win 2029, you might not even see 2029. Because when you focus on a person, when your heart is so deadly that you don't want a person to succeed, God in heaven himself does not allow you to see that time that you think you don't want that person to see. Stupid people. Stupid just means insensitive. That's what it is. All right. So let's move to this. We've got just under 2 days, couple of hours today, tomorrow. So that's under 2 days. Not for 2 days again. Then we're in 2026. The Church of Liberia, the church in 2026, is what I should talk about. Then we move to this one. Okay, anyway, let's get to this. Let's get to the rant of the information minister, then we'll talk the church in 2026. The rant of Jeremiah Pia. George Weah will forever be the magnet in Liberia. George Weah is that political magnet, that charismatic character. George Weah is that force in Liberia. George Weah is that fearless character. Everybody, Unity Party, they're afraid of George Weah. He is that fearful character. They're afraid of him. They fear him. Again, let me say this to you. Everybody you hear saying George Weah will not come back. It's because they are afraid of George Weah. Joseph Yoma Boakai himself is afraid of George Weah. There is nobody in Unity Party, free, fair, transparent election can beat George Weah. All of them are afraid of George Weah. So they are using the mind game. And we know we are exposed to it. That's why we're telling you we expose you to it. The mind game is what they are playing. The mind game is, oh, the person has not done this. The person is not there. So the more you hear that, then without you doing anything called your own background investigation, you believe that person. That's how Mourinho used to play on fellow coaches. Then by the time they get on the field, the players too discouraged, all kind of things running through their mind, defeat running through their mind. They not too hopeful, pam, Chelsea win that game. That's why you saw Mourinho. He was very good at it. Very good. That a mind game. If you know the mind game, you can get your plan achieving. That's what they're using, but they don't know how to use it. They're too raw with it. They don't know how to use the mind game. It is not a propaganda. If it is a propaganda, they don't know how to use it. So whole day, every day, which has become now a broken record, meaning we tired hearing that thing. That cliche makes sense again. George Weah will never come back. George Weah will never come back. Go and stop George Weah. Not coming back, it means you have you will stop the person from contesting, you will stop the person from printing ballot paper, you will stop the person from just doing anything like we see in other countries. Because that way it means if you say the person not coming back, it means the person will not contest. So stop George Weah from contesting. Unity Party. You start when George Weah print his ballot, print his placards, getting ready. When he bring that into the country, you say, people, you do anything you want. Let's see, let's see. Too dull of a people, very stupid. That's not democracy. In democracy, you stick to the issue. You don't come or you don't make statements that will heighten the atmosphere, that will cause panic. George Weah has his people. George Weah has followers. The more you say George Weah not coming by, you angering the people. You're leading them into something. That's why they tell you in democracy, you stick to the issue. And you don't make statements that will be inimical to the democratic culture of that country. How dull and stupid you people are. Sorry if I'm sounding this way, but we have talked this thing over, or you have to stop it because we're making this culture more democratic. You people claim to be democratic, yet you want to plunge it into something else. And we erect the checkpoints, as the people will say, at the Hatay Center. We erect the necessary checkpoint. We keep this country on the right trajectory democratically. You keep saying that. George, we are not coming back. You're telling us that you're getting ready to do what the people doing in Uganda, in those other countries, in Ivory Coast, Guinea, that they ban the main opposition leader. So maybe that's what the Unity Party people planning to do. That's the reason why they are confident with this saying whole day, every day, Joe, we are not coming back. Joe, we are not coming back. Joe, we are not coming back. Meaning, because of what the statement means, that statement ain't get 2 minutes, ain't get 3, ain't get 4. When you say George Weah is not coming back, this opposition leader not coming back, you're saying that the government, Unity Party, will ban George Weah from contesting. That's what it means. It doesn't have 2 minutes. It doesn't have 3. It has only 1 minute. And that's what you see in Guinea. Dumuya say the main opposition leader would not. So what did he do? He banned him. What we see in other countries, other African countries, they look at the main opposition, giving the ability of the main opposition to ban them. They're not coming back there. That is there in action. So maybe you're telling us now that Unity Party planning that before 2029 they will ban George Weah from contesting the election. And we want to see that. The thing you're looking for, you will get it. You'll continue. So let's go now to this one. That thing a joke, eh? Y'all spread the show. Y'all share the show as many times, please. Y'all share the show. We are all around the world. Y'all share the show. Share as many times as you can. Let's go. So, George Weah, again, the subject of the government. George Weah is always and will always be the subject, the topic, the talk about of Unity Party and Unity Party government. They love talking about George Weah. The name George Weah sounds so pleasant in their ears. They like the name George Weah. Some of you need to give your sons George the name George Weah. They like George Weah. Today, not a surprise, empty information ministry. I say empty because nothing substantive they have to say. So George Weah is always at the center of their conversation. Today, the Minister of Information stooped so low, say reacting to Weah. Describe what Weah said as lies and political message. Then here is where he stooped so low. He joined the sour sayings. He joined what he heard from around, what people been saying on social media. They say George Weah left and went in the church to make a political statement. He said the house of God. That George Weah went in there. Bouaga went to FBS and Bouaga spoke. George Weah went in the church to make political statement. Hey, There are certain things you don't want to give credence to, but you're forced to do it for education, exposure of the people, so they will know. They will see the stupidity in people who claim to be educated. Too dull, too raw. Yes, let's say again, let me put it in let me say as a Christian, the church is where God's word is preached. And God's word is inclusive of everything: politics, religion, military, journalism, agriculture, and on and on. The Bible is inclusive of everything, the earth. The Bible is not exclusively religious or spiritual. 3, the pulpit is not God or where God dwells. The pulpit is just where the person who is explaining stands. What is the emphasis is from the very God is on the person. That's what he said in 2 Corinthians 3:16. He said, do you not know that you are the temple? He didn't say, do you not know that the pulpit is? He said, do you not know that you are the temple, the body? Chief. Fourthly, the word sermon, it simply means talk, lecture, conversation, and on and on. That's what it means. That's what it means. Nothing. I told you people yesterday, right now, I am delivering a talk. When AB sits here in the evening, he's delivering a talk. This is a pulpit. This kind of pulpit is called a radio station. The pulpit addresses the masses. Weekdays on Sunday, who the pastor speaks to? The pastor speaks to the masses. Who are we speaking to? We are speaking to the masses. I am delivering a talk. The Minister of Information, he stands over there. That is his pulpit. Secularly, it's called a podium. But he addresses who? The masses. He's speaking to the masses. So everybody has their respective pulpits to communicate with the public. And they do it as per their professionalism. What they are doing is they are delivering a talk. The Minister of Information delivered a talk today. Now, I am delivering a talk. So it is not about the place. It is not about the pulpit. It is about what is said by the person standing on the pulpit. So they were attracted by what we have said that led him to react today. The church, in the church, you can talk politics, you talk religion, you talk anything. In the church, if I have a church or presiding over a group of people called the church, I will speak to all issues, except NCA in the Bible. The church, you speak to all issues of society. Why? Because the people are in society. George Weah is a member of the society, and George Weah is a Christian, and George Weah is a minister of the gospel. Moreover, who determines where a person speaks? Does it make sense? How can you compare like that? What is the substance in that comparison? Boaga goes to LBS. So we are use his church. That we should not use his church. Since he's talking politics, he should go elsewhere. He said, normal, no disrespect. Come on, you think about it. What the minister said. You think it's normal? Who determines where a person speaks? Who determines? You? Joseph Yima Boaga? Jeremy Pia? Come on, man. That is a state of dementia. That's a mental problem. That's a sign of schizophrenic. You determines where a person speaks. Why can Bwaga go to FBS all of the time? Why can Bwaga go to FBS? You just be talking. When last Bwaga was in FBS? So if Bwaga speaks in FBS, does that mean that George Weah should go to a radio station too? George Weah should come to King's FM and talk because he wants to react? No. Chief, George Weah, what hurting Unity Party people, they know the reality. George Weah spoke to the reality. Moreover, they know that George Weah words go with wit. They are afraid. They know that the next one, Weah might come out with something that the country is not ready for, or the government is not ready for, the international community is not ready for. They have reached the point now, they know that Weah is tired with this whole thing of peace, 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 as much as he doesn't want instability in the country, but he doesn't say he's stupid. That's why he said the rubbish has to stop. They know, are the police not in the streets? Are police not in the streets? It is not where the person speaks. Speak to what the person say. Say whether it is lie or it is true. And that's what Gregory Common did. Let's say thanks to Gregory Common. Gregory Common spoke to the reality. The police director in this context was more intellectual. After listening to former President Weah, he decided to do a statement explaining why the police are on the streets. He did not deny that police are not on the street. The police director did a very insightful piece of explanation. That's what you call intellectualism. That's what you call rational thinking. He spoke to the issue. He did not go and say, why you go sit down in a chair to go talk politics. We have criticized, meaning rationally now, the police director. We are talking about some of his errors, but in this one, Gregory Common was responsive, intelligent, refined. You know what? Gregory Common did not mention anything in the chat because he knows that not a business. Anybody can speak wherever they want to speak. The most important thing is the substance of the person's expression. And that's what he reacted to, because he saw substance in President Weah's position. So he decided to explain why the police are on the street. Then you have a man who called himself information minister, government communicator, stooping so low to say the man going in chair to go talk politics. Hey man, God. Che. Then you hear what he said? He said he referencing Weah's administration. He said someone who almost burned this country down should not now come to make false statements that we are referring to. Then what did he say again about the FBS? He said Bwaga went to FBS. So Bwaga talked. So by his insinuation, we should have come to King's FM and made a political statement there. That the people you call educated people in your country. Then, this one now, let me demystify or unpack this one. This is the last one in his confused jigsaw. He quoted Galatians 6:7 in his briefing today. He quoted Galatians 6:7. He quoted it directly. I'm not quoting it for him. He quoted it directly. I copy his quotation. He said, he quoted Galatians 6:7. I'm only saying I'm giving a verse, but he did not use the verse because he didn't know. He only hear people saying using that verse, but he quoted it. I'm only attaching the verse there, the chapter and the verse, Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So he using this to say that George Weah went in his church, the church of God, the church he built unto God, acknowledging that the church is sacred, the church is consecrated, that George Weah desecrated the pulpit by his expression, and therefore George Weah deceived God. That was a deception, and God was mocked by George Weah, and whatever George Weah sowed in that church on Sunday by his political statement, so shall he reap. You're listening carefully. Wrong. This is what in English they call misnomer, meaning wrong destination. You don't know how to attribute. You don't know how to contextualize. Probably the minister may have heard this, or he may have read it and he just understood it as it is. You can put this in a political context because you don't know. Paul, this verse was all about sowing. It was all about sowing. If you know, people who say they're Christians, you see why our Christianity is so bad or so messed up? And this is not to say that we don't have good people in Christianity. We have great people who are biblical scholars. We have people who are theologians. We have people who are chartering a unique course in Christianity within their respective areas. But there are people who profess to be Christian and they don't know a jing thing. Let me say the Congo way. They don't know a jing thing about the Bible. When they're talking, then they want to insert line. How can this be attributed to George Weah? How can you use Galatians 6:7? What does it mean? Galatians 6:7, the history behind Galatians 6:7 is this. Just as John chapter 2, that the guys would go into the temple and they will exploit the people. They will tell the people, oh, look, because it was two segments, just as you see our other religion, they get two segments were in a place that they can worship. So there was the place for the Jews and there was a place for the Gentile. Sacrificial time, they will move in to present their sacrifice. And the priest who was on the rocket would tell the people that, look, as your stuff is going through, it does not meet the standard of inspection. Put it aside. However, we have some here that you can take, and the price was extorted. So what do you see in John chapter 2? Extortion and racketeering. This text has similar meaning. In the days, what they were doing as per their sowing, they were giving half. They were giving as they will. And what Paul was simply telling them, it is God who poured out. It is God who gave the grace for giving. It is God. You don't have to cheat. If you say you're going the church, you've been in XYZ church for XYZ time, and you're going to the church, and you decided that the church is carrying on this construction. And as a member of that church, I decided to give 100. While going to the church with that 100, I come across something and say, no, but I have to prioritize this. So the pastor can understand. I will take $50 from here and settle this thing and carry $50 to the church. But you have already decided within your heart, you have already decided to give that 100. Less than no time, you change your mind. What is there? It's an act of deception. It's an act of mockery. It is what Paul was saying based on what he saw, what they were doing. The Galatians felt that they were so clever, just like the Judaizers, in whatever they were doing. Giving Paul foresighted or farsightedness, he decided to bring these things to church. So he said, hey, come on, chief, don't think that you are so clever. Don't think you're so smart. God is seeing you. God knows the heart. Before you can even decide, God knows. That's what he meant by the expression. Look how he started the expression. He said, be not deceived. Meaning, don't put on self-deception. And self-deception is when you think that you are so clever, you're so smart, that God in heaven is seeing your heart, and you on earth, you're not seeing God. How can you be such a person? I am breaking this line down that the Minister of Information used today. He said, using it against George Weah, that George Weah desecrated the church, George Weah deceived God, George Weah more God, and God can be more. Then he said, God is not mock. It's an expression of, is an expression for you can outsmart God. Watch the structure, look at it, and go to the history. Go get the way back manuscripts on these lines. You will see. Then he said, whatsoever a man soweth in his heart. Do you sow materials in your heart? No. Can you open your chest and go to your heart and put material there and keep it? No. What he was saying, whatever a person reason, the mind is the thought process. It's where all of the decisions are hatched. Every decision we take by minute, by the day, whatever, is hatched from the mind. Everything, the mind is the lab. It's where everything is experimented. That's why he was telling them, oh, no, come on. Whatever you decide, whatever you think, whatever way you think, you can. Within your mind. So, the result you're going to get. That if you decided to give 150 to the church, and you go and say, oh, I have this, I have that, so I will give $75 to the church, and then I will use the other one. That reason you put on within your heart, you have robbed, you have engaged in robbery, you have engaged in heart stealing, meaning you decided in your heart, and God sees you, God knows. So he was simply saying, it is what you will get in return. That's what will befall you. The same thing in that people use as justification for tithe. Malachi 3. That's the same idea Paul is explaining here. Go to the history of the text. Don't just read it because you see it in the Bible like that. Go to the history. Every text that is written based on what happened, what necessitated the writer to have written that. How can you use this for and against George Weah? You see that? Yeah, man. People they say Christian. You see that? George Weah in his limited self knows the scripture and he can interpret. He knows where to use what kind of scripture for what, and it suits the situation. Yeah, you whole day you on you're more on George Weah. You don't even know scriptural contextualization. How can this thing be attributed to George Weah? How can you use this in such a context politically? You now, we can take this line and attribute it to you people, your United Party people. I can do it. But there's now a biblical show. And you will see it. So he came up with Galatians 6. He used Galatians 6 because he know one Bible verse. I challenge that Minister of Information. He say Christian, he Catholic. One Bible verse, he know. One. He can say it off here. There's one here. This Galatians 6. Galatians 6, 7. I put it there. When I saw it, be not deceived, I know straight where it is. Well, so I said, okay, I will unpack the meaning of this one to expose his limitation biblically. Just all your political thing. You see that? You see what God said? You say the man went in the church. The man talk political thing in the church. The man desecrated. You now, you use a line that you ain't even know. That ain't even close to what George Weah did. Hey God. So, you know here, it's all about sowing. It's all about sowing. The same way he said that, I think it's in Psalm, when he said, he who sows sparingly will reap the same way. And then there's another one again that he talked about, the same thing. Everything, what he was referencing is the heart, the mind, where decisions are hatched. The mind is the lab. It's where all of our thinking process evolve, where we make decisions. That's what he meant when he said, look, come on, don't think that you are so smart. Don't think that you are so clever. Don't be self-deceiving. And truly, that's self-deception. Then he said, God is not mocked. What was he referencing? God in his almighty self. God in his infinite nature. He's everywhere. He sees everything. He knows everybody exhaustively by name. Personally. He said, before you can even decide, I know. So he was honored by the expression, God is not mocked, meaning that chief, the man, God sees, God knows, he's almighty, he's everything in himself. Then he ended by saying, whatever decision the person takes, so will he experience the effect of it. If the person is honest in his conduct, in his act, in his giving, the person will reap that. If the person is self-manipulative, the person will reap that. That's the same thing that what he's saying. What do one got to do with George Weah preaching, or George Weah explaining his giving his political reaction, his observation of what we see in the country? I see you on this thing, man. You take time, man. You take time. You leave it. That will take me to the church. Man, interesting. He said we are left the radio, went on the pulpit to spread lies. If you think pulpit, the holy place, if you think pulpit, the holy place, that's a blatant lie. You said, what did God say? He said, it is what comes out of the person. That's why he's concerned about it. It is not the place that you stand. It's not the place. It is the body. That's why he referred to the body as his presence. He said, do you not know you are the temple of God? Did he say the temple, the pulpit is the temple of God? He said, do you not know you are? Then what did he say? He said, it is what come out of the person. So what came out of George Weah's mouth really went down to the soul, bone, marrow, flesh, skin of Unity Party uncomfortably. Eaching them all inside. Now the range of ministerial information to react. Why did they react? Because Weah's statement carries weight and substance. It touched Unity Party. So what has that got to do with the pulpit? When you're acting like you're so religious, or hey, come on, man. What kind of country is this? I can see, some of your churches, you need to be having Bible studies, though. Moreover, all day you're investing from one entertainment center to another, showcasing because you minister, you get car, you're moving from one place to another. You take time to read the Bible, go to Bible study. Minister can go to Bible study in other countries. Minister go to Bible study, asking questions. No, minister reading the Bible. What has that thing got to do with pulpit? If I were on the other side, I would not stoop so low. I will look at what we are said, the substance in the person's statement. That what you go for. That what they call reasoning. That's why you should have a good intelligent, strong intelligent quotient. How can you be a minister? You give in to what people saying around on social media. I read one other one, and let me be personal here, because that one, that Unity Party man, he being Unity Party man, he was just scheming on CDC because he needed something. Charles, yes. Go read something, I think, on top of the Liberal Council of Churches should summon George Weah. Oh, but he know what I put there. Same put that one, people start reacting. He didn't get time. He left it because he knows. Can talk about the Liberal Council of Churches should summon George Weah for using his pulpit to Liberal Council of Churches, that clean institution. Oh yeah, I think he was only saying because the Liberal Council of Churches is an auxiliary of Unity Party. Do you tell when Christopher Toole and the rest of the people having news conference, do they go outside and they can sit in their place? I see you, man. George Weah, that man, yeah, the name George Weah is a magnet for truth. It's a magnet. All Unity Party people, they just want something bad to happen to George Weah. The people, they just want to hear George Weah death. Unity Party officials, all Unity Party people, as upon anything, whether you like it or not, I'm saying it raw, because that's what it is, all day, every day, that George Weah. The people wake up in the morning, George Weah. They go to the meeting, George Weah. They go to address the media, George Weah. Everything, George Weah. It tells you of the hate that these people have against George Weah. These Unity Party people, Unity Party ministers, all of them, the people, their own men have disgraced them. Rachel Kuhn have disgraced them. You hear anyone and then saying anything, they're muted. But I bet you, if that was an opposition person, all these Unity Party people, but the people who are wishing George Weah death here. Less than no time. The people say, oh, George Weah dry, George Weah sick, George Weah not die. Unity Party people, Unity Party Fadiga brothers. And one of them say he wished that George Weah die. He said he wished that George Weah, when George Weah in the plane should crash and let George Weah die. That Unity Party, and he's supporting Joseph Yema Bwaga. He said he wished he was a snake. He could turn to a snake and burn George Weah. So George Weah would die. But I want he would die before George Weah. Anybody who wishes his fellow colleague death, you always go before that person. We know that for a fact because God said it. God said, don't do it. Don't wish anybody's death. And the reason God said that, because no doubt you will go before that person. You don't wish anybody death. That's why in politics, you don't bring death in it. Death is not a political weapon. You don't wish anybody's death. Unity Party people, they have all along, the people, they not kill George Weah more than 500 times. The people, they have come to be associated with death. Unity Party. They have come to be associated, to be known. The name Unity Party is synonymous to death. The people, they just want terrible things to happen to George Weah. But George Weah is covered with the blood of Jesus. He and his wife and his family and everybody. God is protecting George Weah. The person who wishes his colleagues death, that person always going before that person. So yeah, Unity Party people, you'll be wishing George Weah death. If you think death is a political weapon or politics, you'll continue. Well, you ain't got nothing against the man. The only thing I can say, George Weah not coming back. Oh, they want George Weah happy, everyone. George Weah is a human being. Just like everybody is a human being. So, let me talk this one briefly, now we go home. 2026 ahead, you don't even know. For you to be praying and hoping and telling God, the 2026 that coming, let me be there, let me be there. You use 2023, the close of 2023, 2024, 2025 to say we are not coming back. You used 2.5 years to say we are not coming back. You're going in 2026 again with the same cliche, the same unbroken record. That people tired hearing that thing. I know you people not normal. You know that people tired hearing that thing. Your own United Party, most of your United Party people, they tired hearing that thing that we are not coming back. When 2029 approaching 2028, you must issue a statement. You must buy him from contesting. Then you will know. The church in 2026, we have another year before us. One of the institutions that is so key, so vital to the sustenance and viability of democracy in any country is the church. Just as they refer to the media as the fourth estate, so the church is referred to as the mirror of society. What that means is the church has the ability to discern. The church has the ability to discern. The church has the ability to see beyond the present. The church can forecast the future. The church can see the signs, interpret the signs, and warn of whatever the situation. It can be prosperity, it can be an impending danger, just as we saw with the church in both the Old and New Testament. Even though in the Old Testament you not see the word church, but I'm talking about the members, because when you say church, it means the person. And that's why God made it clear in Jeremiah 3:15. He said, I will make you pastor of my heart. Then he stated the reason. He said, for understanding and instruction. Primarily, the church responsibility is to guide. The next aspect of the church is to raise its voice to an issue that has or may seem to have a serious or a potential danger or bearing on the country or that community or whatever. The church can address that. The church can issue something. The church can address itself to national issues. National issues are inclusive of everything existence. Why is it that way? Because the people that sit before the pastor, these people are in society. The pastor himself is in society. The church is on earth. The church is not in the sky. The pastor represents God. And all of the people in the days of old, in Jesus' day, they were on earth and they addressed themselves to the issues unfolding at that time, the injustice. We see Jesus speaking against the injustice of his day. We saw Paul and the rest of the guys talking about all of those things, and nobody. The church going into 2026 will have to develop a paradigm shift. I thought to share this based on my understanding of the atmosphere. The church will have to drop the political sentiment prayer and pray on purpose. This new paradigm shift that the church ought to put on, it will have to drop the political sentiment prayer and pray on purpose. A political sentiment prayer is a teleguided prayer. It's a prayer that A government requests the church to pray. Government officials say the church must pray. President come out and say the church must have 3-day fast and prayer. The church is being remote. It's not acting within its theological discernment as given by God. A secularist is determining spirituality. The church will have to pray on purpose. What that means is when the need arises for that. Within this paradigm shift that I'm suggesting as we move into 2023 to the Church of Liberia, pray less and talk more to issues within the church, in the community, nationally. Why? There are issues affecting the people in the community. There are issues affecting the people nationally. The church should not and cannot only talk about prosperity, about advancement. Everybody cannot prosper at the same time, the same way. Likewise, everybody can suffer the same way. But everybody goes through different situations at different times. Everybody in society. And no one has that ability to keep them intact but the church. Besides institution, individual pastors should speak out. Let it not be seen. Let it not be seen as bastards on the pulpit. Bastards on the pulpit is a biblical expression for just being there, have nothing, like nobody owns you, that God does not own you. No, you have to speak out. You see us as media people, you think we're not being threatened? We've been threatened. People talk about us everywhere. People see us on the street. They are afraid and say, my man, you have to be careful. These people, they are dangerous. They talk about us in meeting. Unity Party people talk about us in meeting. They talk about things that they want to do against us individually and as institution. They send us threatening text messages. Do you hear us read those text messages on the air? Because we are too mature for that thing that people used to do in the past, come on the radio, read a text and say, oh, my life is threatened. The fact that we sign up for it, we expect these things to happen. Because when you are in the public space, brace yourself for these things. I am using our situation that the individual pastors, urging them not to mute themselves. They have to speak out. And not waiting or relying on the Liberal Council of Churches as an institution. The Liberal Council of Churches cannot speak for and on behalf of the people. The Liberal Council of Churches has no control over individual church members. The Liberal Council of Churches does not have control over Triumphant Entry Church. It does not have control over World Fire Center congregation. It does not have control over any church. Individual pastors are the ones who know what the people are going through. The Liberal Council of Churches, they put forth their interest. They don't speak on behalf of the people. They put forth their interest. I have known the Liberal Council of Churches to be a double standard institution all along. Yesterday, I told you what we saw in the 1990s. God allowed me to stay here. We saw something of the Liberal Council of Churches, and I told you people that from that time, I have never liked the Liberal Council of Churches. Never. Never. I am saying it, bro. 1,000 millions of people are listening to me. There are certain things you see, just cut your feelings. You don't have any desire whatsoever. We saw some double dealings. We saw double standards. The Liberal Council of Churches. There is no neutrality. There is no neutrality on earth. As part of the paradigm shift of this paradigm shift that I'm suggesting going into 2026, how the church ought to position itself, there is no neutrality. None can one serve two masters. Pastors, you should not put yourselves in the position that you think you can serve two masters or you can be neutral. There is no neutrality. God, the creator, is not neutral. God always took side. And God instructed his people to take side. Even when he's talking, when he put forth two options, then he would take side. He would say, take this one. Would say, I put before you life and death. Then he would say, take life. He would take a side. God is never neutral. If you think that you can be neutral, no, it would never work. People will soon see your cowardice in no time. Individual pastors going into 2026, don't be afraid. That's why you are called for. That's why you got that ordination license for. Don't be afraid. In other countries, pastors speak to national issues. And over the time, I will bring on some of those pastors from other countries, and you hear them addressing issues. Most of the pastors here are afraid. They are afraid because the government will blast them. They are afraid that a certain government official or government officials in their church. So when they hear them saying X, Y, Z, they will call that pastor or go to that pastor and say, oh, daddy, you know that I'm an official of government in your church, and then you're talking this thing about the government, you're talking this thing against my government. That's why most of the pastors mute themselves and they just leave it. And many pastors, hundreds of thousands of pastors will be surprised standing before God, and God asking them, why did you not speak against this? Why did you not speak against this injustice? Why did you not talk about this? Why did you not vent your anger against this? No neutrality. You can't serve two masters. You can't pretend to be serving Unity Party. At the same time, you pretend to be serving the opposition. We have taken side. We on our side as opposition. Everywhere we go, the people know me as in the opposition journalists. When they read, they say all manner of things. You always still on inside. You're Joe, we are people. You're sitting on King FM. You're talking all kind of things. That 12 years, all kinds of stuff. Why are they referring to us that way? Because they know we have taken side. You ought to, in anything in your life, take side. Take side. Thomas Fowler, our T5, he told the people, he said, the Kissy people, they must get ready to start lobbying, canvassing for Boaka because they're from Lofa County. They are taking side. He said he supports Joseph Yuma Boaka because Boaka is from Lofa County, his town. He has taken side. What's wrong with you speaking out? You can serve two masters. You can only serve one. You take side. That's what God said in Matthew 6:24. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate one and love the other, or you will be you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. Meaning, it's impossible. You have to be sided. Don't some of you you're against Unity Party. You see the things that are happening in Unity Party government. When you want to talk, yeah, you acting like you neutral, you pastor, you want the but on the other side, when things happen in that way, then you say, yeah. The last thing you ever want to do, or the last person you ever want to be in life, is that hypocritical character. Your conscience will never serve you right. This new paradigm shift, or this paradigm shift I'm suggesting for the church going in 2029 politically, put away the fear that unity party or the opposition will condemn you. And I thank those pastors who, over the months, I've listened to, call, they identify themselves as pastor of the church, and they will state their position. You get to realize that they are in the opposition. They're not hiding their identity. That's what it is. Jesus never hid his identity. Paul never hid his identity. Timotheus, Savanus, all of those guys, all of the prophets of old, they never hide their identity. They were not between and say they are neutral. There's no neutrality. This earth only has neutrality as a word, but doesn't have neutrality in practicality. God is a sided God. God takes side. God is never neutral. How I'm serving God, God is not neutral, then how is that neutral? I'm between two opinions. I'm between two individuals. I want me the person of feedback. I want me the other person of feedback. So I'm not talking. Come on. It's wrong. You in the opposition, you opposition pastor, or if you unity party pastor, or you unity party pastor, you opposition pastor, but you pastor nationally. So when the issues are unfolding and when they are good, you talk about it in your sermon. When they are against the people, issues that you see that they are not right, they are against the people, that have bearing on the people, because these people are the ones who sit before you, are the ones who come to your church, are the ones who expect solution. They not only expect spiritual solution, but they also expect counseling. And that counseling can be moral, it can be political, it can be whatever. Go in Europe, go to some South African countries, go to some West African countries, go in the United States, see pastor counseling the people on the political line, as well as moral, religious, cultural. That where that expression comes from, the pastor is whole man. Pastor advising people on legal matters. Just as Teacher Light is an evangelist and he is a lawyer. So tell me, in the church, if there is a legal issue in Teacher Light's church, where you think the pastor going? The pastor not going to go outside. He's going to use Teacher Light legal knowledge. And that pastor going to go on the pulpit and will explain as if he is the lawyer, but he got that knowledge from Teacher Light. And everybody will say, yes, we're moving by the pastor counseling. Now we can take this step. The church going into 2026 has to start being super spiritual. Super spirituality kills. Super spirituality exposes. It brings out the hypocrisy, the sycophancy. As a pastor, you have nothing to fear but to fend off fear by being bold, which means taking the risk with the aftermath in mind. It's against that backdrop that Jesus said they will say all manner of things against you. What did he say? How did he end it? He said, not because you are a pastor. It's not because of you. It's because you sign up to do it as I instructed you. And it will be because of me. So when you are a pastor, the people will say all manner of things against you. And you see George Weah, you see what I say about Weah? Weah is a minister of the gospel. Weah is a minister of the gospel, and I wish every one of you can be minister of the gospel. Let us not have that same atmosphere where people are afraid to talk. Then the Liberal Council of Churches will go and honor. Look at religious body. Instead of talking. When the issue was unfolding at the House of Representatives, they muted themselves. We've got the letters before us about morality, about infidelity, about all of those things. Which institution by this time should issue a statement urging the speaker to clear his name of such, the Liberal Council of Churches? But have you seen, and you will ever see anything? Because it is sold out. Individual pastor can issue a statement. There is something. There is something they call encyclical. It is mainly seen in Catholic setting, where the pastor or the priest will issue a statement on certain issues nationally. I told you the last time when this issue of the abortion came out that they want to legalize it in Liberia, what did the Catholic Church do? The Catholic Church spoke to it. How did they do it? In an encyclical. Encyclical is a pastoral statement. When the pastor sit wherever and they read a statement in their capacity as pastor, political, whatever, that statement is called encyclical, meaning a pastoral position on any issues nationally, cultural or community-wise, whatsoever. An individual pastor can stand on the pulpit and issue an encyclical, can call the media just as Kotu Brand does, and release that. Going into 2026, the church has to develop a paradigm shift. And let it not be seen as a threat and allowing the government to have its own will. No. Thank you all. Let's go now. Let's take few calls, but before then, this break. But we are not Brennan Spear. We are not stupid. No. Claude Sivlin writes, when we had time, Luther Tappe always used to preach against George Weah government. Dubon Hill, some of those pastors, men of God, in some cases have their dirty deeds and ungodly thing going on. So they are scared to speak to issues. Matthew Cholople, only those criminal, those fake pastors are afraid to speak against issues happening in the country. They only hear after morning. Emmanuel Pin, Yuppies are very stupid set of people in the church. In the churches is where all matters regarding societal activities need to be discussed. Evali Kora, those guys don't know what they are pushing President Weah. They don't know that they are pushing President Weah to his victory easily based upon their conduct. Right, that's true. They are campaigning for Weah already. Philip Nangbe said why he didn't open his mouth to condemn the late Prince Johnson. No, Prince Johnson was on the side at that time. Prince Johnson will use his pulpit every Sunday to lambast Weah. So it was in their favor. Yeah. Matilda Stevens, this useless Unity Party government do not have anything to offer Liberia. Their only focus is President Weah. Yeah, they think of Weah every day, every minute. They eating at Weah. They going to sleep, Weah. They going to work in their cars, Weah. Just everything Weah. For the pastor will say, these people are educated fools from Boaka Camp. They do not know anything about government. Yeah, please open school for them. We are 2029. Priscilla Milton, they will continue to get vexed. What we know, our great is coming back 2029. All right, that's great. We'll read the second batch of comments. Let's take a few calls, and then that will be doing it for today. Guys are interesting. Yes, very, 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 very interesting guys. So let's go. 0772 2399 33 0886 304497. The women's line 0777 980 The basket 0555 885 885 0777 017 885. The send wave 0555 885 885. The local mobile money number 0777 017 885. The King's Catch giveaway 5,000 today. We're giving out $50. You play Liberian dollars or 50 cents US. 5,000 up for grabs. Dial star 79 and star 24 hash. Play with just that amount. Then 5,000 for you. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
You are on the air.
Yeah, Mr. Andrew. These people, they come, or America will come and raid the election again today again. So they're just taking the money to all consulting in this town here. Children can't go to school. Children standing on the street. Children doing this. I'm talking about bitter news, and when you see some of them, you feel sorry for them. But 2029 coming, we'll see again whether somebody will raid the election again today. But now, they depend on, they will get it 2029. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. My name is Abraham. You might call from Christopher. Thank you for the show. So you talking about the MPP, how they have been, yes, some of them may be behaving the wrong way. For the issue of Taylor legacy, for me, I have a different view on that because Taylor was one person who came by the wrong way but decided to do the right thing for the Liberian people. If you see Taylor portray himself before the Summer Ghetto School Complex, he has to appeal to God to forgive the sin of the Liberian people. Not only that, he unified this country. That is why you couldn't see MPP and other parties fighting. No government was not for that. And not only that, the tribalism, he did away with it. He fought for the Liberian people that the person were not well. He decided to change the embassy location because they were stealing oil. He called that Ominga because they were stealing diamond and other things from there. So there are a lot of things that even when you go to Yukutan, he built a little park way there, community road, and there are other things that he stood for this country. That's why he's using himself as a sacrificial lamb to leave the presidency and go to Nigeria in exile so that peace can come in the country, because George was telling him that he should leave the country immediately without control of any system. But he told him, no, I cannot do that. It will cause chaos. And he stood for that. And
thank you, sir.
Came in this country before. So this is the United Party for their misbehaving. They are wrong. They didn't want to warrior against Taylor. So they couldn't have done much. But he had a mind to do it, but because United Party brought war against him. So they couldn't have done much.
You said who brought war against Charles Taylor?
I said United Party brought war. If it's nothing that the election, Eddie Jones was there. When Taylor won, all the political leaders and opposition leaders and one faction leaders will help to build the country. Every rejected that you cannot work with. All
right, Chief. All right, I get that. All right, thank you. Hello. Nice one. Yeah. Let's hear you.
Good morning. We try to teach myself. I say, oh, what am I doing? Thank you for me to hear your voice. I please call for it. God will protect you. The United Party, the one what they promising us, they're not doing nothing. Even like Jovia, they're taking off. But let me tell them, Jovia get that Jovia never free. That is never free air. So when you fasting, Jovia doesn't say fasting. They know all the baby. She was I don't know if I say but that all the baby. Yeah, he need a baby. He said that let survive. Let them survive. So when we have to baby and that's anything that happens. All the behind.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hello.
Mr. Andrew?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Andrew. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from Pupukono, Town Coastbourne Hill, Town Community. Mr. Andrews, you know what is happening to the Unity Party? Unity Party is caught in their own web. The lies that they paraded with over the years is 16 billion. The quote-unquote 25 million more up. The 3 missing boys, the auditor death, all the drug issues around the country today, they are in a driving seat, and it is clear that all those things were fabricated and malicious and unfounded lies against President Weah. Therefore, they are getting to know that everything they did, it was lies. Because of that, the fear for President Weah is in there until the entire governing structure he has been able to dismantle it. Just from that statement from the church, has dismantled the entire functionary systems of the government. So they are left with nothing, but they are just backing like a wild dog. But that will not deter us. Your limit here, you guys will soon take your plane and go by America. Nothing you guys will do to go beyond 2029 because the truth has unveiled itself. The 16 billion, the 25 million, nearly 3 years. None of these cases that you guys have been able to prove. Even with the most recent one, the Arsenal case, you guys are struggling against President Weah. Therefore, you guys lied. Your lies will find you guilty. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrews.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, Sir Andrew.
Yeah.
This is Wilson Sabato calling from Jacotown, Riha.
Let's hear you.
Sir Andrew, thank you so much. The thing people look, be man at this, President Weah. You know why you call him country in Monato? Anything you saw, it made that best. Anything you saw, it made that best. So all things we're carrying, we're looking up to God. That God will rescue us. They say they come rescue us, they're not doing anything. But God will rescue us. So that's why now they will see them to just say, oh, just get a manager without voting. And it will happen in the country here. Thank you for why you're putting out always. We hear it always. And we follow our footprint. People feel like, oh, we can go off it, but we have our chance to talk already. Because what you're doing is very wrong. So we are going to enter the country and we are going to talk. The passing around with it. Thank you so much. That God bless you.
No, Sabato, they say the memo not going to church. They say the memo go different place. Memo not going to church.
Now get one church. Yeah.
All right, Sabato. Thank you. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for the show, my dear brother. Let me say thanks to you and all of our revolutionary studio around the country. But let me say this. You have said it right. Child tell never let anything tangible for Liberian people. What he left with all is mass grave around the country. Enough mass grave. Samuel Johnson get all the documents with him. He knows. And Samuel Johnson knows every mass grave around the country. What can they show? At least for President Weah, he show something better, tangible. But let me say this to Waka and his team. If they are daydreaming that Weah will not come back, or because what they are saying, they want to back it with action going to the course of election. The action will be maybe they want to ban him. But let them try it and see. Let them try and see, then they will know that the CDC is not CDC of yesterday, it's the CDC of 2029. Let them try it from their dream. Let them try because they are setting on money and they are taking to ban President. We are the other African countries. Like Libya will take off from where we start from and will end it different way. That means the country will go out of presidential leadership for the next 50 years. If they dare try it. Thank you.
Hello.
Mr. Andrew.
Yeah.
Mr. Andrew, I want to ask the during the campaign. That the same church, the Unity Party were using the pastor, telling people vote for Baka. The Lord said that Baka will win. And the same church, and then they were using a riot. Where was the Pia? When Imam was using the most day a riot, telling people the Lord said that Baka will win. Allah said that Baka will win. Where was the Pia? Where was the Pia? Well, in the country we saw it. They were really camping on the pulpit. Oh, at that time it was right.
but because we have spoke against the useless government, so they're going after him. Then you're there driven to say, Baka and Joe, we will not come back. Baka will not come back. Baka will not come back. You know your plan, but it will fail. We will come back. That Baka will not come back. So you're just start talking. I said, yeah, Benin. Says, yeah, we are inside. Says, yeah. There was your pastor, there was using the puppet. Your pastor, there was more, you didn't party pastor, they won't go. Baka Foundation, Baka, they won't. Don't see that one. So John, we are thought they are jump on your chair. But I'm happy to say that. You did the election, yeah. Well, Baka now win, I say that. Baka now win for this. There will be the air on that bread when I see this there. At that time, there will be the no labor.
All right, patience. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Jonas calling from.
Huh?
This is Jonas calling from Road.
Yeah. Let's go.
I call to the information minister. I think he needs to go back to the classroom to learn about that ministry there. Because his whole says something is not required at all. That means that you know how many thousands of millions of people are listening to you, but you talk something that is not in line with your statement. The place that now you're going to is going to quote Bible to justify any other person. It's just that speech to
the man a pastor now, Pastor Jerry Limerick Pia. So he quoted scripture.
But he doesn't know when and where to quote that particular Bible verse, as you said. Those Bible verses, they have history. Before you speak anything from the Bible, you have to know the history of that particular area there before you speak. So Jeremiah cannot be embarrassing the church people. Let's look at all the thing that you said that the council of churches is somewhat just we are. The council of churches, are they clean? Are they clean? So it's very, very frustrating. You might be saying that kind of thing that will be making out to make you ashamed. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. So listen. No disrespect to Jerry Limerick Pia, but he is a dull information minister, a real partisan information minister. This thing with the speaker, assume that was a CDC person, or let's take it at it happened with Fonati Kofa. At that time, he was speaker. Every day, Jerry Limerick Pia goes to the information ministry. He will speak to this and even lay emphasis on it. This is an issue that he needed to say something today on his own region speaker. It's called indebted deeds. Is it not worth talking? Doesn't it make sense? Is he not an official? Oh yeah, but he's talking about the former president going to church. The former president speaking in the church politically, and a speaker, the speaker of the Republic of Liberia is accused of infidelity, is accused of bigamy, is accused of philandering. Grave situations. Doesn't it worth speaking to by the Minister of Information? Then when we say partisan information minister, partisan police, partisan this, partisan that, then you'll get vexed. That you see, so this issue ain't worth the attention of the Minister of Information that George Weah go hang on. Jeremiah Pia will be talking about George Weah talking about George. One day he will fall down. Because he just put George Weah in his mind as if George Weah did something to his family. Every day, George Weah. Daniel Sano and tired. Daniel Sano and tired talking about this George Weah thing. You know that he sat down for long. He said, no, they didn't have me leave it. He said in our order, you religiously inclined than George Weah. Go sit down in your Masonic crafting.
Well, Antonio.
Yeah.
How are you, my brother? This is Mama Guitar, member of the Solar Movement. Let me recognize you. You know, God say, that certain thought you can do, you know, something will last. We are come by here. The other men will not come by here. Who get that authority to stop
and a lot of politicians not to become president for Liberia. Or what you are doing, so especially that former President cannot come back. Be passing the road where crowd down for crowd down, people every day you are passing the road, or you passing the road for call you're going inside call away. This is the kind of development they are doing. They talk more than they talk. You see, a development there should be appreciative. President George Manneh, we are 1%. He take it, give it to President Joseph Mabaka today. He shared that door on day. Sometimes they will just come and respond. President, we are not angry for the presidency, the United Party supporter, but they do what they want the election, but they are very angry. Sometimes they go in the committee, all the public development, one other guy, I said, show me the development that they government care on, that they pay like they can do. Because they will not show it. They will start actively insulting, all kind of work. But let me say this, all the lies and the attack is stuck in the confines of the CCA. 2029, you on your own. Because I don't know really, and the Liberian people are going through the kind of calamity. They after all the suffering, they will come again and go for United Party because they get one Germany PRC now to the information ministry to even propagate the agenda of government. They don't even know about it.
All right, Chief. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's go out of Liberia. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, Andrew. This is Rebecca from Minnesota, the USA.
Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much for the topic on our discussion and raising the concerns and the way our people, the Unity Party people, proceed, especially the information minister or that whole ministries, because it's not that guy alone. Another one there who anytime when President Weah speak, we will call him president because he is our president. Then he will come to counsel him and want to insult and think. The house of God is where people go for counsel. The house of God is where people go for healing. The house of God is where people go to settle disputes. So when things are happening in country and the pastors refuse to speak out, it is his right to go up the pulpit and enlighten the minds of the people. Isaiah said, and the government will be upon the shoulder of Jesus Christ. So if you're talking about, if you own God, Jesus, if the government is on the shoulder of God, and you are speaking, where will you go to talk? You will go in the ghettos? No. But these people, like you said, the voice of George Manneh is carrying weight. And they know the child that God gave with the Liberian that we are kicking with our level. They know how important he is. So for each time he speak, their body shake. Their whole foundation can be shaking. You understand what I'm saying? Look at Gabriel Coleman. Not taking your time over, going out to speak. What he said over there is not nothing. And listen to him. I will honor that particular video and make a comment there. The police are not, they are not under control. They patrol in the night to do what? To kill our children. There's a Unity Party woman who was crying on a video. How she on Unity Party, she voted for the government. But in her presence, the way the police treated or somebody who ride by, it was not even 11 o'clock. And she the one called the boss and gave me rap. And the police couldn't even listen. In this country, before I can leave you, one time my sister and we went downtown Minneapolis. This guy was drunk. You know what he did? He walked to the prison compound to ask the security, say, I won't go to jail. My sister turned around to me, said, Rebecca, what happened? I said, yeah, you want to go to jail because why? It's where he left with his secure. Because the way he tested a day, and he stayed outside, somebody will harm me. The security guy said, give me a second. When we were standing, the man, can you get aside? And went and collected that guy who was really drunk with whatsoever system and whatever the substance that were in him. Opened that gate, the man went inside. he took down his particular, and then he called the other guy. He said, come and take it in there. My sister said, then what were happy? I said, after he got clean up and he come to himself, then they were asking what happened. And he can remember something, or he can remember anything. They're taking him straight to rehab. My sister said, wow. I said, sister, that what I can always tell you. I can walk about too much in the United States. So there are so many things that I can see. And you older than me, but you are not seeing those things. What am I talking about? If you arrest somebody, now as a police person, and you say the person not supposed to be outside, what are you supposed to do? Take the person in the prison. But you will not beat on the person, hit the person in the arm, bust the person arm. That's wrong. So Gaffer Kuma need to go back to that thing where he said he's talking because he heard Joey spoke. Then he want to come and he say he's speaking for the people. Thanks for having me, Baba.
Okay, madam. Thank you so much for the input. We appreciate it. Nice experience shared. Where do we go? Let's go to the women's line from one lady to another. Let's go with this one. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Victoria Barclay from Josephine. Thank you very much, Sanju. Good afternoon. Sanju, I want to speak to President Weah. New Year Eve, the President Weah go back to the church and get powerful statement again. They will get powerful statement for the country. They could not for New Party. Our President Weah speak. They say why he must speak. He must not be in the church and speak. Who are they to ask President Weah why he must speak in the church? They got moral ground to ask them. They could for that. I want to ask them. Not be a cartoon that you're doing here, America in Kenya. For you to see our country resources because we lead it with it. I make it see the country peaceful. But now President Weah has to carry the country every time he must speak. Because right now the power of the country and we wait for the country to go back to the same that day. I can show you.
No, we're going to that day though. We're going to that day. We're discussing the issues.
Yes, but when President Weah speak, the youth in the war will go back to them. We're in such Waka and we're in such a cartoon. They go to the attention. Who are they? Says who are the question, man? Anybody talk?
Okay.
Let me show you more, man. They don't know we say we ready for the country to go back to the war.
No,
thank you very much.
No, we're going to no war. If you want to go to war, you want you different thing. Go different place. Nana, Joe, we are not war person. Joe, we are here for no war. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
This is Edmund Carr, and I remain the visually impaired are keeping this from prepare President to the fire to deliver. You know, the guys from the information ministry, they are very, very funny. Normally, I don't follow their weekly press briefing, but today I took time out to follow. And what I was thinking about, I thought the information ministry would have come up and throw the challenge back to us, not to President Weah, by reviewing all of the new projects that they have undertaken under 2 years Bwaka government. That's what we wanted to see today. But surprisingly, we didn't see him saying that because that was one of the important thing that was in President Weah's statement. Tell us any project that you are undertaking under the 2 years that I am now a part. And we expected him to have come out and say something about that as an information minister, that you should have exclusive or right over the government information of the country. But surprisingly, he disappointed us today. Okay, yeah, the Gregor Dec, the era that were interested to hit the security era door, it was not enough because he wanted to talk about the reason why they are on the street. He didn't address the issue that had to do police brutality, police killing, and police drilling. He didn't address that. But at least he was able to talk something concerning his era. But for you to take the microphone as the information minister to talk about church, leave that with President Weah and his God. He has nothing to do with that. Our concern is, tell us what you have done as we are close in 2025, 2024, 2025, we are now closing in. What have you done? Come and tell the citizen your Roma, your Hema over the 2 years that what we were expecting to hear today.
Emoka. The man is the deputy to God now. He took the position of Jesus Christ. Jeremy Pia, the deputy to God.
We are complete. So let him call the council of churches to shut. We are done. That will not use the prophet, but let him be prepared for the watch net also. Because they push we are to have come out earlier because normally he do that during the watch day. So they don't get prepared again for the watch day. Let them follow.
Don't even tell. No, my man. Watch there. Sunday and Sunday was Sunday.
Yeah.
Watch there. Every Sunday, guys, sermon, eh?
Watch that guy is someone.
So watch that all coming.
Yeah, I love this. Look, citizen, let us keep doing this. Don't get the guy changed. As you guys are up balance there, like keep following them, like keep hating them because they are confused. Because this is why I led them not being able to do anything substantial in the country because they come off, they counteract their reactionary that what they are doing. So keep hating them, don't get a chance. As we move or towards the years, the most suitable year that has been prophesied and set aside by God. So let's keep hating them, let's keep moving and letting them know that they have no monopoly over anything here. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Carr, have a nice day. Let's go to this one. Hello. Hello, madam. You are on the air. Madam,
Hello?
You are on the air.
Yeah, Israel.
No, this is not Israel. Israel is on in the morning.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, why the people get from where we are? The more you talk about him, the more God can bless him. But the guys people say, let us talk about the yellow machine that is holding for the battery. As we speaking, it almost in that only 3 or 4 did.
You saw them. You saw them. You saw them taking. You saw them taking yellow machines. Wait now. You saw them taking yellow machines from the back. By a barrack.
Almost finished.
You saw them taking machines from there.
Yeah, I went to someone. I saw them taking it from there.
When you went to visit, the time you went to visit the person, you saw them taking machines from there.
Yes, the one I did again refer.
Yeah, but are the people machines now? For them.
Okay.
Now the machine and they brought them in.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
This is council. Samuel, during the election, he had church people, pastor, holding that criminal that wrote him to say you are going to win. So why they can't leave it? Also because he tell and say you're different. So that means he can't talk. Anything he talk, they were to take issue with it. But we hear, give it to them. Look, my president elected don't talk. We give it to their heart. Before then, when they say Christmas time, a police patrol, when they meet any child in the street, they will grab them, but where they supposed to be, and keep them for the next day. But they can't be you to kill you. So, they either have me follow it. You got to tell him because we tired with him. Look at him here. He just doing things out of the way. I don't know which training he came from. I don't know which police academy he came from. He just doing things. He looks like a star. Like a guy we take training. So I thank you. I stop here.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I come from another street light in Lower Johnson. But thank you for the fascinating discussion. No, Mr. Sam Andrew, I think our arguments have been validated. Our argument that the governments are totally failed. They have and no project and of change, and after 2 years of governance have been validated by the guy from the government angle. Since Sunday, we are truth and a challenge to them to even to get a single project of this particular government. The guys are totally failed. They are completely intellectual deviant. They have deviated from it and getting into where will not come by. That's complete naivety and mental weakness. Who determines who becomes president of Liberia? It is not you guys are in government. It is us. We, the citizens, we are saying that we will be on the ballot come 2029. Nothing will stop that. No government official, no government, no individual is going to stop that. Come 2029, we will be on the ballot and you will defeat anybody that will come as an opposing opponent to him. So The guy from government angle, and you tell us that Joseph Walker will not be on the ballot, we agree with you because you have control over Joseph Walker, but we will be on the ballot. Nothing is going to stop that. If you feel that you can use your political and economic power to obstruct anybody, it means that your own life is going to be unbearable. That is clear. We are fully prepared as we move towards 2026 up to 2029. If you are angry with your own decimal performance, this is the time that you need to recalibrate to ensure that you should deliver for the Liberian people. The only thing that can save you is service deliverable. But with the absence of that, we are returned to the presidency 2029. That remains, stable, and nothing is going to stop that. Thank you very much. We are hopeful 2029 Liberia is going to be delivered.
The main challenges, your colleague put a challenge to you. It's all about faith by simple reasoning to convince him. When your colleague challenge you, using his achievements, and you will say that you achieved, it's all but fair. You point to yours and say, George, we are saying Bwaka has not done anything since he came to the presidency. These are the things that Bwaka have done. These are Bwaka projects. And not to stoop so low on church, desecrated the pulpit. Only an empty score can go to that level. We go for the issues. We don't go for environment. We don't go for environment. We go for the issues. It does not matter where. George Weah will have stood anywhere and put out this challenge. You will still react. George Weah will remain where he was out of Liberia and say, I challenge the Unity Party government. I challenge Bwaka to show me one project he initiated since he came to power. Jerry Limepia and the Unity Party people will have reacted just as they reacted. So why don't one get to do with church now? Sorry to say, but that's been dull. That's dull reasoning. What is it got to do with church? You reacted not because George Weah stood in a church. You reacted because what George Weah said was provoking, and that is the provocative truth. You can't defend it. You can't convince him in return. So you resort to pettiness, joining the rest of the people on social media who have no idea whatsoever about religiosity, spirituality, theology. You join them and say you go to church, to go talk in church. If the man spoke in a church, he came outside, he spoke. That's not the same thing. Oh man, I see y'all every day, those guys that information ministry, they're good at soap opera. Yeah, they know how to put comedy together. They are comedians. They really, actually, this thing is what the Minister of Information provided. No disrespect, is a comedy. Think about it, good. Put reason to it. If George Weah had appeared on a radio station, wouldn't they would have reacted? If George Weah had gone to Hatay Center, they would have reacted. If George Weah stood on Broad Street, they would have reacted. Wherever George Weah would have been and made that statement, they would have reacted. What led PR to react is based on what we have said. But because he cannot convince his hearers, his listeners, his audience, So he resorted to mental pettiness, mental tinyness. That's what it is. That's comedy right there. Face the issues. Face the issue. George Weah raised the issue. So face the issues that George Weah raised by telling the country and the world. George Weah challenged Joseph Yuma Boakai to show a project he initiated since he came to the presidency. Here is Boakai responds by and through me as his official spokesperson, Minister of Information. Boakai did this. Boakai did that. These are Boakai projects on his own. Not take over projects. Not another person's handprint, footprint. Not another person's initiative. These are Boakai personal signatures since he came to the presidency. That because Boakai has nothing, so the result that the Minister of Information stooped so low, going, while other people who ain't get no knowledge whatsoever of anything spiritual, you taking Facebook in care, say go pray in church, while he go to radio station. You as Information Minister should say that while we ain't go to radio station, he said Boakai went on FBS. If Boakai say he going in a church, how many times have Boakai not gone in church since he came to power? Boakai made political statements in church. Must we bring those up? You're stop, man. You're stop. We're in the age of technology. Nothing is heading again. You, Pierre, your own bossman, you know how many times your bossman went in church and made political statements? You think we know? Or must we bring that out? You push out to the world, we'll bring it out. Boakai went in church. Boakai made political statement. Oh, what can I man? So it's not about the church. You're afraid of George Weah. You're envious of George Weah. You're ashamed of George Weah. You know, George Weah is the only name that is greater than any name in Liberia political space. The name George Weah is almighty in the political culture in Liberia. George Weah will be giving his New Year's address, and it will be characterized. I can preempt George Weah address that he will be giving New Year's Day tomorrow. Let me preempt that. George Weah will talk, the former president, world icon, stand-up bearer of the Congress of Democratic Change. His New Year's address will be characterized by thanksgiving, acknowledging God through his infinite presence throughout his life, his family, the party, the country, Liberia. He will talk about what CDC went through, the turbulent times they had as a party, and how they overcame those turbulent times with Unity Party leading the tribulation, the breaking down of the party's headquarters and other issues. He will talk about the prospects of 2026. He will talk about what the people of Liberia, as his usual custom, encourage Liberians to be peaceful, law-abiding, and on and on. Trust me, you will hear some of what I've just talked about in his New Year's caution or message. Again, it will be at the church. It will be religious or spiritual, moral, and political. So, Jerry Limerick PR, you and your people, you'll get ready to respond on Friday. You'll get ready for that. When George Weah is about to talk, the entire Unity Party listens. They stop everything they're doing to listen. They are asking people, has he spoken? Has he said XYZ? Boakai is asking his people, what did George Weah say? Boakai thinks about George Weah. George Weah does not think about Boakai. That's the big difference between the two, because George Weah is a magnet. George Weah is an existential political czar. 2026, you will see. PR, they ain't work yet. They ain't start working yet. They start working. You're coming work. Real working, you're coming do. I see you. New Year's Day. Tomorrow is going to be, or is, let's say is, because Agor, he said it. Tomorrow is the 31st, the last day of December, the last day of 2026. Take care of yourself. Guide against things that may not be right. People will be going into different places. They say wash night, cross over, whatever it is. Be careful. You people who have children, you watch over your children. Couple of things happen on Christmas Day. Some parents or parent are weeping presently. Again, another big day is ahead of us. Be careful. Keep watch. Don't allow your child or children to go loose. If anything happens, well, that's it. Watch night also. Everywhere not the same. Every community not the same. Some communities vulnerable. So you want to be careful. You go in, you leave your house vulnerable. When you come back, our men fishing, forget it. That Adel. Don't put it on God. Don't put it on Tari. Don't put it on crossover. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go. I'm only saying that you should be careful. If you go and make sure that your house is locked, make sure that you give it the security that it needs so that when you come back, you'll not have to start shouting and screaming here and there, because at that time now, our men can be passing. Watch night also is not for just mere excitement. It's for reflection, and that reflection goes into decision making for the year ahead, or when you enter, so that you know what to do. It's looking back over your life and saying what you want to do in 2026, what you want to be in 2026. You can choose to make loud your resolution. You can choose to keep it to yourself, but you just don't get yourself overwhelmed with the atmosphere or allow the atmosphere to overwhelm you. It's just a couple of hours. Again, tomorrow, if God permits, we'll caution you. It's part of our responsibility as a media institution to guide. As we talk the political side, we talk the other sides, we have to caution, we have to guide. That's one of the essences of radio. That's why people tune into radio. They tune in for different things. Some people have terrible problems. Some people are stressed off. They're going through some things. And when they're listening to the radio, they hear the announcer talking some things. It starts to give them that hope. They hear the announcer laughing, cracking joke, and they start to laugh along. Temporarily, that stress is leaving them. Too many things. That's why they tell you that radio is therapeutic. Radio is also a counselor. It gives out pieces of advice. It tells you what to do and what not to do. It forecasts the future. It presents the future before you so that you know what to do. Please, we talk the politics. We're going into another time. You know, every time big day come, the atmosphere get a bit different. I beg you. I beg you. All right. So the basket, yeah, I can't go without talking about the basket. And that new year, all that you did in 2025, yeah, we are thankful, we are grateful. So we're going into 2026. We beg you, we hold your full. Yeah, you hold the basket good. 2026, drop real good in the basket, yeah? Yeah. Well, you're so great, man. You're so massive. You're so extraordinary. You're so loving, so kind. Yeah, so beautiful, so receptive, so good. All the soul for you. All the soul. Great people. Yeah, we are always, when we see you, we inspire, we are motivated. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we had to think, you imagine, we finished with all the preparations, everything set. As soon as I woke up to come in a studio, get on air, LECC, Sam Andrew, please go and sit down. You're going nowhere. Nobody were thinking, oh, but you, the people that start tuning in. Yeah. Yeah. But immediately, that's why we are institution. Yeah, immediately our men made sure, the technical people made sure that current was restored. And so we got on the air. That's why we were a bit late, almost 15 or 10 minutes into the time. Yeah. But thanks for the understanding. Yeah. So that's it. That's all the time we've got. Today is Tuesday. The doctor himself is in. The teacher, the light of the land, the evangelist, the Anthony at law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues at 8 o'clock. Face the issues, not let Pierre and they left the issues. Instead of facing the issues, they go to petty. He start talking about puppy. He say, go use a puppy. Face the issues at 8. You don't want to miss it. And this is how people, we go home.
Jah, Rastafari. It's a redemption day.
Wagwan must struggle.
Wagwan revolution, people. Wagwan the blue revolution. You ready? CDC, you ready? Let's go.